What's up, guys? Today's gonna be like a little tips technique, kind of just showing you guys something. So I want to share with you guys a technique that I've been doing at some local lakes, Lake Fork especially. This technique's gonna catch just fish in general, not necessarily big or small. So what I've been doing before was, throwing a Carolina rig out there and dragging or whatever, and it just wasn't getting bit. So what I started doing was fish a shaky head, a big shaky head out deep, same way, or same places. This is an X-Lite baits shaky head here. It's an X-Lock shaky jig. This is 5/8 ounce. Color on it's black. And what's good about it is it's got a flat head there, so when you're hopping, it just stands up and just keeps going. It stands up straight. So also a big hook, when you're fishing this big worm here, that big hook helps with hookup ratio. So those fish aren't just munching on the worm forever to get to a tiny hook. The worm that's on here is it's a Zoom Magnum trick worm. This is red bug color. This is probably the best color this time of year for summer bass deep. So that's what I'm doing. There's also another one that you can throw, which is the X-Lite Maximus. It's going to be a little bit of a bigger one, which is pretty good, and it has that floating plastic as well. So just really helps stand that worm up really well. How I'm fishing it is going to be 15-pound fluorocarbon. I'm using Berkeley 100% fluorocarbon trilene, 15-pound, like I just said, with a McCain. This is a McCain rod. It's a 7.3 heavy. It's a Carolina Magnum, so I mean, obviously it's the same rod as my Carolina rig rod, but it's a heavy action rod that would help you pull those fish out. You're fishing that flooded timber out there on Fork or whatever, wherever you're fishing out deep. And what I'm doing with it is I'm gonna position my boat. So say I'm fishing a brush pile and it's about 23 foot deep there. I just pulled that number out of my butt. Anyway, so 23 foot deep. You got a brush pile out there and you're not getting bit one way. I'm going to cover that brush pile every single angle and just keep working at it, and they're going to be there. Also, like a slope, so if you're fishing, say you're fishing a main lake drop, or just a drop in general, so what you're going to do is you're going to position your boat about, I'll just say 23 foot again, I don't know, say that's the deep spot, and it drops off from 10 foot to 23 foot. We'll just go with those numbers, and you're going to position your boat out there and you're going to cast up there where it's about 10 foot, and you're just going to drag off that slope, and about that time that drop hits is about where you're going to get your bite. Or like a creek channel, so you're going to start out of the channel and you're going to drag it off into the channel, or maybe a road bed, same thing. So that's where I'm fishing it, or flooded timber, all that kind of stuff. Brush piles, flooded timber, main lake points, creek channels, road beds, all those places to get that big bite that you're looking for with that big bait. So like I said, though, this is a great summertime technique when Carolina rig doesn't always work. This will help you get that better bite, or not necessarily just better bite, but just a bite in general. Summertime, it's hot, it's hard to stay on fish out there, especially when you live down here in Texas and it's 100 degrees and the water temperature is almost 90. It can be tough, so there's no wind. Anyways, but yeah, that's what I'm doing out there, and thought I should share this technique with you guys, with how I'm fishing this Magnum shaky head. So I hope all this helped. Like I said, though, just make sure you got the right setup for it first. That's kind of the biggest thing with it. it's going to be having the right setup, being that what you're fishing. So hopefully this helped, and peace.